This man never expected to find an anime-style stone monument in another world. What surprised him even more was that the back of the monument was engraved with Japanese characters. Jack figured it must have been made by someone who had also crossed over from his world. The monument recorded the story of a man who, after his death, met a goddess in charge of reincarnation. The goddess granted him divine power to create anything. However, the king ordered him to develop weapons to fight the demon lord. At first, the man refused, but because he had a crush on a female researcher, he ended up completing the task in just a few days. He created a group of modified humans. These enhanced beings were powerful and desired to have red eyes and unique numbers engraved on their bodies. The man fulfilled their wishes and named them the Crimson Demons. After reading this, Jack found it all ridiculous. He couldn't believe the Crimson Demons had originated in such a way. Later, the Crimson Demons encountered a device created by Mike called the Magician Killer. They believed it was their enemy and asked for the power to counter it. Mike did not question their request and gave them what they wanted. Mike casually put something together. Although it was only the size of a laundry rod, he now felt it could probably destroy the world. He started thinking of a name and decided to call it the Railgun. Jack found it increasingly absurd. He wondered why the goddess kept sending all kinds of people into this world. What annoyed Jack most was that the divine weapon used to counter the Magician Killer turned out to be the laundry rod from a clothing shop owner's home. At the same time, a chimera beast was planning to burn down the entire village. Her goblin subordinates cheered her on. The villagers begged them to stop. At that moment, the Crimson Demons arrived. Carl was the leader of the Crimson Demons. Anthony was their top instructor. Kevin was the #1 fisherman. Siren was the best baker. More Crimson Demons showed up. They launched their magic skills together and quickly wiped out the goblins. Their power seemed overwhelming, but the Chimera had already developed immunity to magic. Their attacks had no effect. Even the goblins got back on their feet. The Chimera started laughing and activated a special skill from an ancient weapon. A huge barrier appeared and trapped everyone inside. After a moment, the barrier vanished. At first, no one paid much attention to it, but when they tried to use magic again, they found they could not cast any spells. Even escape spells stopped working. Everyone panicked and started to flee. As everyone knows, whenever people run away in a panic, someone always trips over a rock. Just then, a bolt of lightning struck a massive boulder on the cliff. The shattered rocks fell perfectly on the goblins. Mary arrived at that moment. She was a grand sorceress and could use the most advanced spells. She was also the #1 magic user among the Crimson Demons. Her father was moved to tears when he saw her. The villagers cheered her on. The Chimera hated girls who were both cute and young more than anything. As she charged at Mary, Mary turned and ran. She lured the Chimera to a spot better suited for launching an attack. Jack had returned with the divine weapon. He aimed it at the Chimera and pulled the trigger. To everyone's surprise, after all the build-up, the weapon only let out a small puff. Jack's plan had failed. Jenny stepped up to cast a powerful explosion spell. But all the energy she had gathered was absorbed by the divine weapon. It turned out the weapon needed to be charged in advance. The earlier failure was due to a lack of energy. Jack picked up the weapon again. He took careful aim at the Chimera. Then Mary rushed over and pulled the trigger for him. The Chimera was shocked. She never